So we're going to talk about proper squat technique here, and we're going to focus more on the back squat today and give you some regressions that you can use based on the screen results that you may have had. So Brandon's going to go ahead and set up under the bar. You always want to make sure that you're not starting with a staggered stance. We'll see people starting with a staggered stance at times. You want to make sure you're setting up appropriately here. Even before he unracks the bar, he's going to get braced, engaging his glutes, keeping his rib cage down, and take a deep breath in through the belly here to get braced even as he unracks. Go ahead there, Brandon. Takes a two-step drop so we don't waste any energy. He's going to take that deep breath in again as he goes. Okay? Dropping down slowly into that bottom position. He's keeping that braced breath. Okay? And you can see he keeps those hips back as he comes up. He's going to take just a pursed lip exhale as he reaches his sticking point in the squat. Go ahead and show him again there, Brandon. So deep breath in, we're staying braced as the weight is moving. As he comes up, slight exhale as he comes up to get past that sticking point. Go ahead and rack it there, Brandon. Just a few talking points here. Like you'll notice Brandon keeps his lats engaged. Go ahead, demonstrate. We see a lot of people have flying elbows here, right? Elbows stay back. That's not keeping those lats engaged. So he wants to pull those elbows up underneath him. Fists are straight up towards the ceiling off of these, right? And again, keeping glutes engaged, rib position engaged before he goes into that bottom position. Go ahead and rack again there, Brandon. Some common issues that we see is improper setup to where people will have this anterior pelvic tilt. That really leaves it difficult for us to try and engage your glutes in that position, and that can lead to some low back issues. So if people are having problems getting that set up or maintaining neutral low back and pelvic position, one of the things we can utilize is a bench to kind of shorten that range of the squat. Go ahead, Brandon's going to demonstrate this. Under the bar again, engaging those lats, staying braced. And he's going to have a nice slow descent to the box here, to the bench in this case. And when he comes down, we're just going until we feel the back of the thighs to the bench and we're coming up of that position. We don't want to lose tension. Show him the wrong way, Brandon. Kind of sitting and flexing out through low back a little bit too much as he comes up. That can cause some low back issues, okay? Go ahead and rack there. So this is a great way, if you had tough time with that initial screen for the squat, you're going to want to make sure that you're utilizing a bench or a box at home to work on that control before you go to full depth. If you also had ankle restrictions, hip mobility issues based off on our screening techniques, again, we would start with the box squat. So we're going to talk about two common mistakes that we see with the back squat here that Brandon's going to demonstrate. The first one, we'll see he folds over in his torso at that bottom position. So you can see as he makes his descent here, he's folding over at torso. This puts a lot of strain on that low back. You also see bar path comes out over that midfoot. Show him one more time there, Brandon. That bar path is way out over the toes, right? So this is going to put a lot of pressure on low back. People get pinchy hips off of this, and it puts a lot of demand on the quadriceps so that people might start getting knee pain as well. Ways to fix this, again, slow it down into that bottom position. Take a deep breath and stay braced. If you're unable to control that position to depth, then get your bench or your box out to help just shorten that range a little bit till you get that control. Limiting factors here, again, core control, hip mobility, and ankle mobility. The next thing that we most commonly see is overarching through his lumbar spine. So Brandon's going to demonstrate. That's where the butt really kicks out and we see this big overarch. This can limit depth in that squat. Again, put a lot of pressure on the facet joints of the spine due to that hyperextension. And again, the focus here is really working on core control. You can utilize your box squat again for this situation.